Scrappy friends, and welcome to my YouTube live. It has been a quick minute since I have been on YouTube live, so hopefully everything goes smoothly today. But welcome everybody. My name is Diane Gutierrez and I am a Creative Memories advisor, and I'm located in Southern California, where our wind has finally stopped, but I don't want to get too excited. It's only been a couple hours, but it seems like we are doing good with the wind. But now, of course, my allergies are crazy. So anyway, I have a question to ask before I jump into my video for today, and that is, do you ever feel overwhelmed that your photos are piling up, or you have these unfinished scrapbooks? Well, if you're answering yes to either of those, you're in the right place today, because I'm going to show you a brand new product that Creative Memories just released this week. And we are going to complete the entire album today. We're going to create a beautiful album in just a few short hours from start to finish. So I hope that you're ready for that. It's going to probably be a long video. Just know that you can pause it. Even a live video, you can pause, go get something to drink, and then you can come back and push play again, and it will continue where you left off. So you have that, and then I will come back at the end of the video once it airs on YouTube permanently, and I'll put some timestamps there so that you can come back and watch and see certain areas, maybe certain pages that you want to see done over again. But by the time we're done, we will complete the brand new On the Bright Side album kit from cover to cover. So it's gonna be fun. I even have the photos ready to go in here. It's gonna be just so bright and colorful. It's probably going to be an answer to a problem you didn't even know you had, because that's what happened to me when I started looking, when I started thinking about using this album. And I'm going to talk more about that as I get into the photos that I'm going to use for today. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to switch my camera over and we're going to get started because it is going to be a pretty long video today. Oops, let's not go to that one quite yet. I'm going to show you everything that is included in the kit. Okay, here it is. Let's see, I just want to check I just had a weird message come up. It looks like my mic's working. Okay. When you receive the kit, it comes in this beautiful box. Now, the album kit was designed for beginner scrapbookers. So that's why I call this Super Simple Sunday, because it's should come together pretty quick. So like I said, it's designed for beginner scrapbookers, but I feel like we experienced scrapbookers can get some use out of this as well, like I'm going to today. So when you open it up, it has different layers in here. It's just beautifully packaged here. I have peeked in as far as this, and I had to look through this guidebook here so I would know I did trim down all my photos for today to save us a little bit of time. We're going to talk more about that as well. But it does have a complete album guidebook that will help you with each page of the album. It walks you through and shows you how to assemble the page. Okay, we'll be bringing that in quite often today. And then the next layer, let me move that out of the way. The next layer is all the fun stuff begins. You get a tape runner. And this is a repositionable one, which I think is a great idea for especially for beginners, because this gives you a little bit more time to move things around if you don't position it just perfectly. A nice big pack here of embellishments. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 80. Yes, 80 different ones. I'm going to show you a little bit more about those and how we're going to organize those for today. And then a sticker pack. Now these, I believe, are just border stickers. Yeah, it looks like it on the package. They're just border stickers. Not just, but these are going to add a lot of cow. A lot of pop to our layout. So I don't mean to make it sound like, oh, they're just border stickers. No, these are going to be awesome. But our main embellishments are die cuts, not stickers. So I actually think that's a great thing. And then we'll keep moving here. I'm going to get everything out, and then we will go into each piece a little bit more. Then a giant pack of paper. Look at that. That's beautiful. If you love paper like me, there is a good amount of weight to this. Let's put that down there. We'll come back to that. And then in the kit is the album. It comes with the album. Let me move this box out of the way. And I got the pink one. And I'm going to show you now the screen that originally popped up here. Here it is. Make sure, yes, we're still on. This comes in 3 different colors, and that's really the first choice that you have to make. And if you want the blue, the pink, or the green, the blue and pink both say on the bright side, and the green does not. It's actually Green Jubilee, it looks like it says. Yeah, mine, the one I got is Jazzberry. Let me come on back to my overhead. I got the Jazzberry because the photos that I'm going to put in here, this is going to be the perfect color for it. You'll see in a minute. And let's go ahead and open this up, because not only is it an album cover, take off that shine too, no more glare, but all the pages are already in here for you. It comes with the 16 top loading pages, and if you didn't know, it always includes a piece of cardstock here. You could leave the cardstock in if you want a little bit more stability, or you can certainly take the cardstock out and use it on different project. So that's awesome. Okay, so we're going to be working to fill all these pages up today. So I went with the pink one, the Jazzberry, because I am going to work on some Girl Scout photos. So both my daughters were in Girl Scouts. I was their troop leader, and it was a huge part of our life. And I scrapped them here and there. We're going to talk more about that as I go through my photos and the pages today. But I thought that this book would be perfect for the Girl Scout photos because it's just so bright and bubbly, just like they were. I had a very bright, bubbly group of girls that they were very energetic, and I loved everything about that, that they were just so energetic and willing to try so many different things and enjoyed themselves along the way. So that was such a nice thing. Now I still am in contact with a lot of them, so it's a very special time that I had the opportunity to be involved in all their lives. So I'm very honored and blessed by that. So anyway, I thought this was the perfect album. This will be, I think the photos I have today is their second year. They were actually Girl Scouts, and I had Girl Scouts and Cadets, and I believe it was their second year. So they were quite young still, and so this is going to be the perfect album. But I'm going to put this aside now because I'm not going to actually bring that in. I'll get all those photos in for sure. I mean, all these pages, but enough talk about that. But I did want to ask, if you are new here, please let me know if you're either new to my channel or new to scrapbooking. If you're a beginner, I really would love to know that. So please feel free to comment. I'm going to keep an eye on the comment section throughout the day. So yeah, feel free to let me know you're here. I would love to know, even if you're not new, who's here and who's joining me for this quest. Let me get my chair a little more. I'm gonna have to sit down today. I like to stand. I'll probably be up and down the whole day, but there we go. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's come back to that. And this, we already looked at these stickers, but I did want to point out that each item in here, this has been it's been crafted so beautifully and so easily that really anyone could do this with even with limited supplies, because it's just everything is marked and everything is just laid out very nicely. I'm going to get these in order here. So you could see at the top, it has some little numbers. Those numbers correspond to the page number in the album. So there's going to be 15 double page layouts. There'll be a title page and an ending page. So you'll see it says TE. That means title and ending. And then each page is listed. Sometimes they're not in order because, you know, putting it on this 6-inch piece, this is about 6 inches, I'm guessing, paper, sticker paper, they had to, you know, design it so that they can get everything on without having blank spots and wasted areas on the sticker sheet. So they're not in order, but it's going to be easy to identify. I'm going to put a couple in order for my sake. Pretty sure the guidebook, I haven't looked at it completely, but I did see that it does mention in here when to use the border. So like here it says, make sure to apply the border sticker along the edge of the pieces 1 and 2 before adhering the rest of the photos. So it does give us that information as we go through, and we hope that we notice that. Yeah, okay, so let's look at the book just a little bit more. I'm gonna be bringing this in and out. It's very nicely designed. It is 3-hole punch to go into the motivational binder, so that'll be nice. You can keep it as a reference later on. And each page has 2 layouts on it, so it's not like ginormous book, but it's very well laid out. Okay, lots of information. If you didn't know, this collection was designed with Amy Tangerine. She's a well-known scrapbooker, and she has a lot of her own designs, and it's all going to be represented here in the pages. So that's why we have a picture of her on the cover. Okay, let's move that aside. I'm going to have to make sure I could see that. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to my first page. Get myself all set up here. Okay, let's open the pack of paper. We are not going to go through each one of these. Oh, good. Hi. Yes, this is going to be a fun process. I think it's going to be neat to see how it all comes together. Okay, so these should be in order. But if for some reason you get them out of order, it does say at the bottom on the back side, it does say where it goes. So this is the title page. So we know that's in the front. And then we go on to layout number 1. And it even tells you this is the left side base paper. And then this will be the right, I'm guessing. And then this is layout number 1, the cut apart sheet. And so this is how the whole thing is going to be designed. We're going to have 2 base papers come up for each layout, and then the third piece will be the piece that we cut apart. It's going to look a little different on the other side, the printed side, because, you know, we're going to cut it apart and it goes in a certain area on the layout. Okay, these are designed just like our simple page kits. If you've ever used one of our simple page kits, this is designed the same way. And we're just going to cut along the lines. Everywhere we have a line, we're going to cut, and then we're going to apply it to the page. So I'm not going to go through all those. We're going to see all those as we go through this process today. I am going to move these over here, my shelf, my stacking tray. Let me scoot that a little closer too. There we go. And be able to reach that. Okay, let's open the embellishments. This is a 4-tiered embellishment pack. I'm gonna look through here. Let's go ahead and just cut them open. I like to just cut them right off. There is, you know, a resealable edge, but I'm not gonna need that. If you pull it out nicely, I think you can reseal it. I don't ever do though. I always just file them away. Oh, here it is. It's at the bottom. If you pull it out nicely, you could probably put them back in. but I'm going to use them all today. So let's go ahead and get these out. There we go. Okay, so just like the papers and the border stickers, everything on these embellishments are also numbered. Let's turn those over. And you'll see how each one has a number and a letter. So it'll tell you it's going to go on layout 1. Let's bring this in. Layout 1. And it's over here. Here it is, up here in the corner. And then this is going to go on top. So it's C, so it's telling you even how to embellish it. D goes in another corner. And so when we go through each one, they will already be numbered for us and tell us we don't have to make any decisions here. This is going to guide us so swiftly through everything by telling us how to cut the paper, to how to embellish, and then we're going to look at the guide to see where to embellish. So I do want to kind of get a little bit organized for today, and I saved this for you guys to do this with you so you can see that I'm opening the whole thing up, because I would highly recommend organizing these as one of your first steps in putting this album together. So I have these trays, and I have 3 of them, and they're three sections, and I'm going to give each one its section, and I only have 3, and I'm going to use another flat tray for the rest of them. But I get asked all the time where I get these. These are actually, this one is actually from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree. It's in the bathroom section. It's acrylic, and it's very nice. It's great for sorting out my embellishments, especially for a project like this. And if you don't have, your Dollar Tree doesn't have them, I'm pretty sure I've seen these that you can order them online by the case. So hey, buy a case and give them to your friends because it's relatively inexpensive. So I'm going to put these out. It's going to be, I'm going to have 9 here, and then I'm going to bring in my tray because the embellishments are not going to be in any kind of order. So let's just start making our piles. 1, 2, well, okay, so these ones are in order. And I'm just going to do it quickly. Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes here because I might get some things mixed up, but I think it'll be easy enough because they're all numbered to go back and find what we need. I'm going to start putting them the right side up, I think. There we go. Okay, so those were actually the first 1 through 4. Okay, so maybe they are in a little more order. Okay, so this would be 8, 6, 5. Maybe I'll leave 1 up because it'll make it easier for me to sort. 5, 6. This one fell in. It's a 5. 7, 7. Okay, I'm wrong. They were in really good order here. We could have opened them per pack probably as you're going through. I probably don't need to separate as much as I thought. Let's continue and see. So 10 is going to come over here. 11. 11. There's one more in the pack. 9. Yeah, okay. So you might not need to do this as much as we need to, but I do because today I just kind of want to have them all set, ready to go. 11. Yeah, these are nice. 9. 12. Make sure you catch those ones that drop in the wrong bin. 11. 10. 12. 9. 9. And one more in here. 9. Okay. We're moving right along. I actually thought that was going to take a little bit more time, so that's nice to see. Okay, we have 13 and 15. 15, the end page, the title page, we'll need that first. And then more title page. 14. Okay, so the title and end pages are in that last package. So if you're going to start with the title page, you would want to open that last package, grab what you need. But other than that, hey, everything is in order. You don't even have to open them until you need them. That's a nice surprise. I just assumed. See, that's what I get for assuming, right? 15, 13, 13, and 13. Okay, I am going to turn these back over so I could see their prettiness as I'm creating. Okay, not bad. I liked that. Was easy. I think everything about this album today is going to be just as easy. Let's see, let's take the no, I'll leave them there. We'll grab them. Okay, put those aside, and these can go aside for now. Stack those up. That's nice. I could stack those. Okay, another thing I want to do today is I want to open up this tape runner. And I mean, of course I have tape runners already open, but I do want to see how far in this album we can get with the tape runner that's included in the kit. Okay, so brand new tape runner. And I think we're ready to go. Just like that. Got everything out and ready. Okay, so the first page I'm going to come up to is the title page. And I'm going to have to come back here to the back side because I need something to cut. Yes, here we go. The cutting. So the title page was on the very top, and then the piece I need to cut, the cut apart piece for the title page, was at the bottom with the end page. Okay, that's okay. Let me get myself a little organized over here on my cart. I need a place to put my done layouts because we're gonna get this going. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. I'm just going to cut the whole thing. Yeah, I'll cut the whole thing and then put the end pieces to the back. Okay. So I'm just going to cut down the lines. Again, if you've used any of our simple page kits before, it's the same idea. You just cut the lines. I'm not going to worry about the front. I know, I'm very confident that that's going to work out. So I am using a Creative Memories trimmer. Now this, you don't even need a trimmer necessarily for this project. You could use a pair of scissors. If you are good at cutting the straight line, you can do this with just a pair of scissors. We have everything else we need here. I am going to use my trimmer today because I am not that straight of a cutter with scissors. Okay. So we're just going to work our way through each page. I'm just paying attention here to the lines, making sure this one's going to be cut into some tags. That's fun. So we'll do some extra cutting. I will need my scissors for that. I mean, I could do it on the trimmer too, but it's just as easy with the scissors. Now, if you skip the line a little bit, I like to check just to make sure if I might need to trim a little something off the other side, but in most cases you won't need to. Okay, let's see here. Let's grab our book, put it right here so we can see it, and there we go. It's good with just one page. When I get to the 2-page, I might not have that luxury. And it's going to be the big piece will come right here like that, and I'm assuming we're going to save these rest of these pieces for the end piece. But I'm going to put it with the embellishments for the end page. Well, I'm looking, I'm going to pull out my embellishments. Okay. Just looking at the notes here because we do have some stickers, and it does tell you that you'll find the cut apart on the back page. Okay, let's go ahead and finish off our little tag. And if you really want to finish it off, you can punch the hole. I'm just going to bring in a hole punch. It doesn't have to be exactly that size, not for me, but mine's pretty close. Could even bring back in some twine later if you wanted to. I'm not going to add finishing touches to mine today. I'm going to do it as is. I think we're just using one of these, and it looks like it's going to come right down here. So there's a rainbow stripes here, and I'm going to put this right down here at the bottom. Like that, and then I'm going to rest this right on top of that. Now, I don't apply a ton of adhesive. I mainly would hit the corners. It's a pretty big piece, so I might come in the center and add a few, but I want my tape runner to last, so I don't want to go crazy, but I want enough that I'm going to it's going to adhere nicely. The thing about the repositionable, like I said, it's great because you can, if you make a mistake and you're like, oh, I don't want it there, I want it a little over, you can pull it up and it doesn't damage the paper. I actually like where I put it, so I'm going to keep it there, and it eventually will become permanent. But see my edges, I really want those edges to be flat. And then this comes right down over here. So I'm going to lay my photos first because I do have photos for today. And I've already went through and grouped them together, and I've trimmed down where most of them. I know that I'm going to have a few that I wasn't too sure about, and so I wanted to make sure. Some of my photos were really hard. This will be the front page of our album, so why not have some group photos? And then this will go on top. So let's go ahead. Yep, these are from 2007 and 8 is the year, you know, that Girl Scouts run like a school year. And we're just going to center those in. These, I slightly trim these down. You can go, I think it's recommended to do 5.5 by 3.5. That's a pretty common cut in this cutting guide. But I went a little smaller because I didn't want to cut people out. And then this tag is going to come right across here like that. I left the top a little loose because I might come back and put some twine in that later. And this could be used as a journaling spot, or you could put another photo. I did have another photo here. I was thinking about bringing it in. But I do need somewhere to kind of say it's Girl Scouts 2007 and 2008. So I might hold off. And then we have our embellishments. A would be on the bottom. They're starting with the biggest piece on the bottom. They have it right up here. Okay. And I'm just following their lead. It's all telling me right here where to put those embellishments. And then the title can go right here. And I'm not going to use any foam tape today either. Let's see. Anywhere up here. I am trying to keep it according to the way they have it. And there we go. Just like that, we have the title page done. Yeah, I actually do like the colors too. I think truly it's probably a personal choice. I have the perfect photos because I have to say with the girls. Uh-oh, am I out of order already? Oh, that's the base page. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh, you know what? I turned it upside down. Oh, silly. Let me see. Gotta. Good thing there was only one page, and I was like, "What is happening?" Okay, so yeah, these are back and stacked the correct way. Okay, and I'm gonna put my mats down, I think, and just kind of, I think I don't know, do I need the mats? I don't know if I even need the mats, but for today, but I think it's going to help kind of keep my area centered. Let's bring it down. Okay. Kind of do need I need a space to kind of spread out. That's fine, but I have space, but you know, I want everything to be nice and clear in camera. So put those over there. Okay. So I'm just going to follow the guide again. It tells you on the back, don't forget, that's the left side. And this is the right side. So here's the thing about the pre-printed pages. This is where you save a lot of time and, well, I think money too, because we would need several pieces of paper to do this page, and they've already done all that hard work for us. They've taken away all the guesswork for us. We don't have to dig through our supplies. It's just already been done. So I love that part. Okay, let's get this one cut. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I did photos because why not? I'm doing all this cutting, I thought. And I want to see truly how long it does take me, to get the whole thing done. Like I said, I might be on here a little bit today. But I have already trimmed them down. And that's one thing we should talk about too, because I roughly counted that this album, the way it's designed with just the 15 pages, the front and the back, that it will hold roughly about 100 photos. Okay, I'm kind of curious to see today, is there going to be areas where I could add more photos? You know, later on if I wanted to. I'm not going to for this particular album, but you know, are there areas where I could add more photos if I wanted to? So keep that in mind when you're thinking of an album. If this is going to be one that you want to do a quick album for, it holds about 100. Okay, we'll talk to you about what we'll do if we do want to add to this album. Okay, so we have 2 photo mats that are going to come right over here. And we have some strips of paper that are going to come up here. We're going to put it right there for a minute because it looks like I need to bring in another border sticker. And then I have a photo mat here and here. Now you'll see when I trimmed it, this time I did go not straight on the line, so I have a little bit of the other pre-printed papers. Scissors will clean that up right away, but I'm going to bring in my photo trimmer because I know it'll give me a nice clean cut, where my scissors for myself, it would not be as clean probably. There we go, just a little hair. And I'm going to put, that's user error though. See, I even have to get a little bit more off. That's user error. That's not the cutting guide. Okay, so I have 3 photos here, 2 over here. This cut is going to be for a journaling area. This one I will use my scissors. And it's going to go right here. Okay, so let's get our border sticker here. Look for number 1, and let's see. Yep, it's gonna go. It looks like this one's gonna go right here at the edge of the green. So let's do that. Let's get that one adhered first. I also, when I was looking at the guidebook before, when I was getting my photos lined up, I thought that this is so bright and beautiful. It would make for a great like tropical vacation, Mexico vacation, something like that. I thought, oh, these colors are perfect for that. I don't have those photos, but I do have these Girl Scout photos, so I thought that was fun. Now the border sticker is going to come right up here. You guys know I love to do this. I love to cover up the seam. Wow. How about we put that on straight? Okay, there we go. That's why I used the repositionable, right? Okay. How about the other one? Okay, I'll have to fix that one too a little bit. And then I love covering up the seam between those two papers. So you really could put this right on top of that if you wanted to. I'm going to give it a slight overlap, not much. Get that centered as best as possible. This one will not come back up easily if you get that one stuck down. So be careful. And that one looks actually not too bad. And I'll put the other one. These are nice thick stickers. It's very nice. And it's going to come up here. Oh yeah, you guys are welcome. I'm glad I had photos that will work. Okay, let's get those photo mats adhered on. Picking up a little speed here because I don't take my time, you know. Each corner I just give it a little bit of a splash with that tape runner. And we'll do a horizontal one. It looks like they came up here. This one's into the pink and this one comes into our border sticker. I actually love doing that because you don't need to see the whole entire sticker just because you put it on. You can overlap it. Your eye will continue and it'll read all the way through as if you can see that. So it's okay to cover up your stickers. It's okay to cover up your embellishments as well if you want to. And this one's going to come over here. I'm going to use that grid line to help me line that up. Okay, and then our journaling spot. I love that they included journaling areas. That's really important for me. And it's going to come right over here. And I'm not going to do my journaling today. So I know some people are like, well, then it's not a finished album. But I never put my journaling online. I know I get asked all the time. Or some people are like, your page is not done because you don't have journaling. But it does. Before I put it in the album and put that album on the shelf, the page, I do journaling. It's just, you know, it's the internet, guys. I'm not going to put my journaling on the internet. Some things I have to keep private. I'm already splashing photos of my family and stuff. So, okay, this one's going to go. I'm going to put this one first. I'm going to leave a little bit at the top too. So I could tuck in. It looks like I'm going to be tucking in this one. And then, I know I didn't put my photos. I should have done photos first and then I'm going to turn this one. Yeah, I really want foam, but I'm not going to do foam today because we're going easy. And these are going to be pictures of, if you're familiar with Girl Scouts, every year they have to rededicate and like kind of pledge that they will, you know, continue. And this is the pledge the day that they rededicated. I think that's the photo I had on the other page. I just realized that. Yeah, this one needs to be trimmed down a little bit more. I might have that situation. Let's see. I'm gonna go slightly smaller. They recommend 3.5 by 3.5. I'm gonna see here if I can get away with 3 3/4. There we go. It's a little smaller frame around, but that's okay. That's my mom. She was our second leader for this particular year, not the whole time. But yeah, it was great. It was great having my mom there. And kind of doing that. When we had our Girl Scout troop, it was a lot around families. We did a lot of family events, and that's why I put some of layouts into my family albums, but this, I never really thought about doing a Girl Scout album, and I had some of these pictures printed already. A lot of them, most of these were already printed. There we go. Page number 1 is done. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to change the page here. There we go. Simple. Quick. Simple and quick. But it's beautiful, right? I mean, look at how it fits so nicely. Like a lot of green too, to pop out that Girl Scout green. But yeah, so I put some of them in my family album already. But these pictures I had, and it's like, I didn't really think I was going to probably ever put them in a full-on Girl Scout album, honestly, and until I saw this album, and I thought, right away, oh, I need to do a Girl Scout album. I'm going to get those pictures. And as I'm looking through the pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, some of these are so stinking cute. Why did I think I wasn't going to put those in an album? That's crazy. Anyway, so that's why I was saying at the beginning, this might be like an idea that for an album that you didn't even know you wanted to get done. And then the reason I had so many printed already is because when we had the Girl Scout troop, a couple things. One, the parents were in charge of printing photos. We always had a slideshow at the end, but to take off some of the responsibilities, I had parents printing photos, and so they would print them and they would bring them back. And also, you're going to see some funny looking photos today because we would have those disposable cameras back then. We would give the girls disposable cameras at the event, whatever event, and let them take photos. That was really fun because you never know what you're going to get. So they had some fun with that. But yeah, so then the parents would take care of getting those printed and then bring them back to the troop. And then we passed out a lot, but this was probably the portion that I was given or kept. So it was really fun to actually go through these photos and look back at those memories. Especially now, like some of them are getting married, some of them are having babies. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, I think for page number 2, yeah, we do have a border sticker. Let's get that. I didn't look through to see if every page has one, but we're going to find out. Okay, so we cut these two. I cut apart the whole page as we were chit-chatting. And those two, it told us on the back that we needed to cut that into a banner shape, so I did. Took care of that. I'm just reading the comments. Okay, so yes, the difference. So they're asking what's the difference between the bundle, the buy-it-all bundle, and this kit. Well, a couple different. This one was designed for beginner scrapbookers. You know, just to whip out a project. Us experienced scrappers can do the same thing, but as I'm going to show you today. But it's kind of just takes all the guesswork using this album kit. The Buy It All bundle is a kind of a continuation, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well. But if you, there's only going to be 15 two double page layouts with the title and the end page. It'll be 16 pages. We could fit 2 more packs of paper in that album if we wanted to. So you can put your first 16 pages could be this, and if you want to continue on in that same album. So if I wanted to continue putting in more of the Girl Scout photos, I can use the paper pack and more of the supplies in the Buy It All bundle. Or you could just use the Buy It All bundle for regular scrapbooking and not even use the kit at all with that bundle. Okay, but this is a great way to get you started on an album, and you can continue with that. Okay, so I've cut apart all of these. This is the layout here. We're going to pull in these. I like these border stickers. I should have mentioned it on the other one too. You like how it's like a paper tear, and you can see like paper underneath there. There we go. That's probably a better view. It's fun. This one's going to come right down here at that banner. Again, I'm going to lightly put it over the seam. There's no wrong way. You could put it at the bottom. we're going to cover up a little bit of that point there on our banner. Let's move that up for a minute. I did have to go to standing up because I'm trying to reach all the different pieces when I need them. Now I would, whoa, see, there we go. I didn't like where I put that one. Got lucky, it didn't all stick. Let me focus here. I did take some allergy meds about 30 minutes before I came on here, so I'm talking fast. I know, some people say I already talk fast. Okay, so that's how that's gonna lay on there. What was I talking about? Oh, hi everybody who's saying hi in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Again, if we have any new people, I would love to know that as well. I see it snowing in some places. Good day to be indoors scrapbooking, I'm guessing. Nice Sunday afternoon. I was saying the wind has finally stopped here. It's been driving me crazy for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, so I'm just hoping it stays like that. Okay, let's see. This one I'm going to bring down just a tad. And let me grab my photos for page number 2. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, this is not a project I would normally want to rush through. I feel like because I'm online doing it and it's going to take me, you know, a couple hours probably to finish this. It's not something I typically would recommend doing it all like that, but I would take my time, maybe do a couple pages each day, something like that. Enjoy the process. Okay, this looks like a Mardi Gras page. Get those down. See, the quality of the cameras, like when those disposables weren't that great. But I would not have captured that photo of myself if it wasn't for them. Okay. They had this, so when they were brownies, my girls were only brownies for 1 year before they became Girl Scouts because of their age. But anyway, you know how they sell cookies, they earn money, they earn trips, and they get to choose how they're going to spend that money. Well, they choose to go to Build-A-Bear. That was all the rage back then. I don't know if it still is, but I'm going to embellish over here. It looks like, okay, so they're going to overlap, and then how you overlap it is your choice, but I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to do that first. So they went to Build-A-Bear, and we got this mascot bear. His name was Brownie Bear, and she, I guess, came along with different trips with us. Well, she was at every trip, but whether we got a photo of her or not, that would be the difference. But we tried to get photos, so she'll pop up here a lot during this album build because that bear came everywhere, and everybody wanted to take a photo with Brownie Bear. Cute. The arrow I kind of moved it up a little higher than what they have. I'm fine with that, and it's kind of bringing your eye down here, full of bright ideas. They have their Brownie Bear and their masquerade, and over here a little journaling box. Haven't decided actually how I'm going to tackle the journaling, if I want to get my daughters involved or if I want this from my perspective. So I will have to do a little bit of thinking about that before I get that done. But definitely I need to do the who, what, and where, when, all that kind of stuff throughout. So at least there's that written in there. So the reason I'm saying that, because that's kind of a small little journaling box, but I think it's going to be fine. I mean, we can pretty much tell it's Mardi Gras. But there we go. Page 2. Layout number 2 is done. I'll bring in the next one. And I'm just going to make sure. And I'm loving the multimedia type splashes that I'm seeing on here. Those are super cute. We don't even have to do that. It's on our page already, and it saves us from making that mess, gives us that little bit of extra texture on our layout. So that's super fun. Yeah, I saw that one, figured. There we go. Ah, I got it on the other one too. Guess I need to line up better. There we go. It's gonna slow me down. Let's get that on the line and the top and the bottom. That's pretty good. Okay. When I was trimming the photos down, I will say that, let me see if I need a sticker. I do. And it's this one right here. Let's go ahead and get that on before our mats. So we're doing all the lots of elevating actually, right? We're adding in stickers, we're adding in photo mats. All that brings in a lot of texture to our page. That's why there's not a lot extra that I would do. I mean, I will say the embellishments are probably a little lighter than I normally go, but sometimes that's okay, right? I don't have to have every page super embellished. I like it, but on something like this, I don't need to do that every page. Oh, well, here they're kind of covering that splash up. Let's think about that one. I might want to move that down, and over here it goes like this, and it's about like that. And then our journaling box, a nice good size one this time, kind of overlaps into that photo mat. And then 2 vertical photos here, and a 3.5 by 2.5 will go like that. We have plenty of room on this photo mat to overlap some of our other photo mats and our journaling one, because these are going to hold 4x4 photos. Okay. And let's see what I have here. Yeah, let me get those down. What was I thinking? So let's see. I do want a little bit of it showing. I don't need a ton. Maybe I'll just bring it down. Let's see. I'll use my grid here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the little grids, so that I could do the same over here so they look the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a little half one at the top. I wasn't counting that one. And we're going to overlap this a little bit. And this one will go like that. I'm also curious to see areas where could I put maybe more photos on a page, or change the photos or something. I'm going to measure this one really fast, because so it's a 6-inch. You could definitely get a horizontal photo on there, or a vertical full-size photo with a little bit of a trim. But they have us putting a 4x4 there. That's fun. And a 4x4 in the other one. In these areas, let's see, put that one like that. And I had an extra 4x4. Let me come back to that one. Now, we do have some smaller cuts in this album. It's recommending 2.5 by 3.5. when I had the photos, I tried to incorporate that cut as best as I could. Not a cut I use a lot, but happen to have some cute ones. You see, these are the kind of photos I'm telling you that the girls were taking on their own. I mean, yeah, fun. And then sometimes, a lot actually, in this album, I had a lot of horizontal photos. It was 2007 and 8, so we tended to take a lot of horizontal photos back then. So I did trim these down, and it's a very interesting trim. It's like 3¼ by, here, I'll measure it. You're going to see me do this a lot to fit in this, where they originally wanted us to put a 5½ by 3½, but I wanted to put 2. It's an interesting cut. So it looks like 2¾ tall by 3½. Oh yeah, that's right. I left it at 3½ because that's what the photo would have, but it was originally, I printed 2 of these is what I did in Canva. I went in and changed a few orientations and did that in Canva and put 2 on one printout, one 4x6, and then trimmed it down. Okay, let's get these down. So if I could trim the photo down, I did. Or I redid the orientation in Canva. Super easy to do. You just put a 6x4 mat and then you dump 2 photos in there and arrange it. Fill it up, basically, expand it. Easy. Okay. And then over here, I do have 2. Not sure why I did 2. I do have notes here, but I don't have anything written on here for that, I don't think. Maybe I just wanted to decide what I was feeling like. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this one. Girls in the bathroom. I was thinking I could get 2 on there, but I don't think I'm going to like that. It looks too crowded. I could, if I wanted to, bring this down or up. Let's move it up. Bring it in down here. We can do that. I have plenty of room up here at the top. Why not? There we go. Change that one a little bit. Okay. Oh, embellishing. One tray is going to be empty. And it says memories. That's cute. Of course it's cute. It's an album. It's going to have lots of memories, right? Okay, that goes like that. And then we have 2 pieces that were overlapping. Like that. And then over here, it's cute. We have some just color splashes. That's the Amy Tangerine style right there. That's cute. And yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm going to cover up this little area. It looks like they did the same thing. We're on the same wave here with our embellishings. So that's great. To cover up that one little area. And I also like to connect the 2 together so that it looks like they belong together, and it's just a lot more cohesive, draws your eye right down over here to that journaling. So I like to do that. And then that goes right on top like that. Super cute. Super cute. Okay, we have reached the 1 hour mark, and I've gotten 3 pages done, but I also did that huge unboxing at when I first came on. So we'll keep an eye, and we're going to keep coming back to how many layouts we're getting done. Let's see, how does this one go? Yeah, it does go like, no it doesn't. Let's see. Layout number 4, yeah, goes like this. I call this one a split design because there's that split in the middle, but it's the same thing on both sides. Okay, let's cut that paper. And get our border sticker. Okay. This one's an easy one, right? Looks like a bunch of photo mats and a little journaling box. Perfect. I think it kind of shows that we don't need to like always go crazy on our scrapbooking pages. We could make a beautiful album with, you know, without all the other stuff. We don't need to build our stash, even though I'm way past that. Let me scoot this over. There we go. Okay, what do we have here? This one is different. So we have it's a photo mat, and then with the journaling at the bottom. I like that. That's a great use of paper. It's going to come on this side, but first let me bring in the border sticker. I think I've seen a lot of people who are coming to scrapbooking this year. People are trying to find hobbies that they can do off of their phones. And a lot of people are coming to see scrapbooking as one of those, and which I think is great. And I think this is perfect. Someone could start with this and build some of their confidence and their skills while creating this album, and then continue with the paper pack like we were talking about before. It's a great introduction. Okay, so this one's, it looks like they're sliding way over here. I might come back and change that. Let's see where these fall. Up a little higher, down a little lower. Maybe not. I like my photos to be tucked together, just a personal thing. And I actually do like that, so perfect. And we'll put one over here. We don't even have to worry about if we're cutting the paper on the right side, how it's going to look on the layout. They've done all that for us. Making sure we're not cutting a directional piece. This one's going to tuck all the way up next to our border sticker here. There we go. So I was talking about cutting down my photos, and when I did that, not last night, the night before, I think it was, and when I was sitting out with my husband and then just slicing away, looking at the book to decide what pictures, which orientation they were and how they had to be cut, which is something you will have to do when you get this kit, because to make it fit and look nice. But look like they had wanted it to. I think you can put a lot of different photo arrangements on here as well. So if it doesn't work out, I think we can get it to work out. I'm just looking at my guides here. Anyway, so when I finished, I go, oh, that's it, I'm done. And he goes, oh, that took about an hour. And I was like, oh, I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. So include that in your planning. But I thought, hey, it saved us an hour online, because if not, I'd have to cut for each page here. But that is something that has to be done, and trying to figure out, if you have the orientation like I was doing. So you have to do take some time to do that. Okay, so here we are. We are at the mission. Most of the things you're seeing, they did actually earn badges for it. I just really always wanted them to have fun at the same time, and it seemed like they always were. So yeah, here we are at the mission. This page, and then the next page is also the mission. This one, I think they were actually double dipping, because school had like they were learning about missions California missions in 4th grade. So this kind of helped out with reports they needed over, if I remember correctly, over like winter break. So yeah, parents were happy about that. We could just take them, get that mission trip done, earn a badge, and do some homework. Multitasking in 4th grade. Never too young. Okay. I think this album works out good for me because like this page has like a lot of blues and greens, and then the outdoor, we did, have some outdoor photos here of the mission, and it worked out really well because the colors were just perfect for what I needed it for. But I hope it's showing that you really could use a variety of different kinds of photos on these pages. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have a cute little tag. That's super cute. The title says "Love This." That's nice. I like that. That one's going to come over here as well as that. And then this one is a heart, a hand holding up a heart. Again, I'm going to just put some adhesive at the bottom and leave this loose in case I do want to come back and put some twine in there. And we'll put it up like this. And then this one kind of comes up. It's like, let's see, I'm going to do it at an angle. That's what they recommended. Yeah. And over here. Let's see, let's turn that. Again, I'm getting this kind of awkward corner here where the pages all are touching, and the leaves are super cute. Works out good because we do have a lot of outdoor. There's like even a hole in there, so it shows the paper behind. That's nice. Okay, there we go. Page number 4. Oops. Page number 5. There we go. So what's the hardest part of creating a page for you? I get a lot of people saying that selecting the paper is the hardest part. And I think that's what makes this so great, this album, because we don't have to select the papers. Because we're always wondering, do they go together? Does it look nice? And here they already did that for us. Now I will say with other Creative Memories collections, they're already planned out as well. If you're working within a collection, more than likely your papers are going to look nice together on a page, but it's just having that confidence to actually pull them and put them together. Where this one, like I was saying earlier, this one kind of helps build that confidence because you're seeing they're putting different patterns on top of other patterns, and it's looking really nice. I'm not really stopping long enough to admire, as I should be, these wonderful prints on the back side. Look at this one. This one looks like another multimedia piece while I grab the border sticker. Assuming there is a border sticker. Yes, there is. But yeah, that's a beautiful piece of paper that looks like they put some multimedia on it. Again, we don't even have to get messy to create that background. Would probably take some time. Okay, this border sticker comes down here at the bottom. Again, I'm going to use my grid. I said that and then I didn't do it. going to use that grid on the paper. A lot of the backgrounds have that grid. I like it because it's very subtle, but it adds a little bit more of texture and color to our background. Once we get everything on, it's like you don't see it, but I think you would notice a big difference if it was just white. So I do like that they have something back here, and the grid is perfect. I think they should sell a whole pack of grid paper, actually, now that that would be nice. And wood grain. Just put my plug in now. Okay, so here, this one's going to come over here, and you see how it's kind of loud and busy, but once we put this on, it really tones it down, and this is going to draw our eye into where our photos are going to be. And then these two will come over here. I have a couple little ones to come right here. Going to look like that. This piece again needs to be cut into a banner. I know banners are kind of sometimes hard to cut, so having it on the back of our piece already is super nice. And this one's going to come right up here. Okay. Yes. Nicole's saying, here, let me see if I can put that on the screen, because that's a good point. Let's put it where you can actually see it. So she's saying if the papers go or not, and if you have a lot of blues and greens, she would throw in some neutrals. Yes, I would too. And the big collection for this, the On the Bright Side collection, I noticed has a lot of browns in it. I was very happy to see that, and that would tone down a lot if you feel like this is a little bit bright. I mean, it's called On the Bright Side, right? But if you feel like it's a little bright, those neutral colors, the brown that they added, will really help to kind of tone down the brightness in your on your layout. So yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, to continue your thought, yeah, the blue and green is acting as a neutral in this album for us, right? Kind of toning down those pinks and yellows. So yeah, I agree. Okay, let's see. We're ready for photos. I have them all stacked over here with a little sticky note. And I did put the sticky note on the back side, if anybody's wondering. I did not touch the photo. I know that would not be good, even if it was for a short time. Okay, I do have to make a little bit of adjustment on this one. Let's see, that's right. So over here, they recommended 4 3.5-inch photos, and I did not have those. Or I did, like we said, we did a lot of horizontal. We did a lot of group shots, obviously. So I decided I'm going to use this block over here for some group shots. I'm going to put these up here. This one's a little darker and more people in it. So I'll put that toward the bottom. So I have a little bit bigger space around. We could offset that if you wanted to. I'm going to, because I also realized I don't have a journaling spot on this one. Let's see. And I may be missing a photo. I thought I had one more. Let me check that last page. I think I know exactly which one it was. Did I use it already? Oh, I did. Okay. Okay, I have to make myself a note. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that for my journaling spot, actually. That's what I'm going to do. This one doesn't have a journaling spot. So I'm going to give up one of my photos. I had so many photos of this. I think because they were using it for a homework project too. But I wanted to get as many as I could in. Okay, let's get my journaling. I did bring in some lined paper today because I know there's going to be a few pages that don't have a journaling area, so I wanted to make sure I was ready. So this is a 4x3, so I just want to go a little bit smaller than that. I'm going to go 2 3/4. Oops, let's make sure my paper is going to be running the right way here. I want to write this way, so I actually need this one to be 3 3/4. Woo! That was hard. Is that right? That's still not right. Is it? Okay, well we'll figure that out. This one is actually, sorry, I'm reading the message or the chat and cutting. So this one is my double-sided wide rule on one side, college on the other, and then I love it. You guys, I keep saying that in so many videos, but yep, comes in perfect for right there. You want a little more of that blue showing, you can trim it down a little more. But it's going to go right here, and that's going to take place of that one photo. Did I put that one? I did. Okay. Yeah, Maria, I'm not live on YouTube that often, so thanks for catching me live. I do most of my lives on Facebook, but yeah, this is fun. Okay, and to embellish, here's our wood grain, bringing in those neutrals, and create every day. Not sure that fits perfectly. I'm going to take my cluster over here. They had it on the outside, but since I have so much room, I'm going to tuck it onto the mat over here. I'm going to put it on super lightly and maybe see if I could come back. I will have to make a note of that. This one's kind of overlapping into the what is now my journaling spot, which I'm okay with. The postage stamp I'm okay with because the mission, they kind of traveled. And of course the arrow. Love the arrow. You don't even have to decide. Everything has been just so perfectly planned. Like, you know, the arrow is going to go the right direction. And we'll bring it so it's kind of going between both of those. I'm going to scoot it back a little bit. There we go. I'm going to make myself a quick note here to come back to page number, what are we on? 5? And check my embellishment. So let me write that down really fast. I just feel like they're not really creating anything other than memories, but it has the big scissors. So I might come back and change that up a little bit. We'll see. Not probably during our live, because I might have to dig some stuff out of my stash, but I don't know. Maybe I'll come across something that fits better right there. Okay. That's number 5. And we'll get ready for number 6. Just making sure. It's so easy. It has left and right, but I want to make sure. Turn my book. Okay. Oh, we have a little bit different with our, oh darn, I dropped my photos. With our stickers. And it's already been pre-cut for us. Okay, I thought we were gonna have to cut it, but we don't. That's super nice. So it's already been pre-sliced, because what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do this part first, and it's gonna come right up here at the top. It's a nice band design. Love it, right? Do that one all the time. I'm gonna come right up here at the end, the top of the band. and I don't even have to measure. I know that they cut it just perfectly for me. And down here, loving that it's running right into our little water spot there. And up here we have some new texture coming in. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, right over here to the edge of the page, and then come in, top and bottom again. That's super fun, easy. Oh, we don't even have to think. And look, I'm done with one sticker sheet already. Okay, now let's go ahead and cut. Okay, let's see, what do we want to do? I'm going to cut the smaller ones first. So I'm curious, anybody use scissors? Would you use scissors or would you just use your trimmer? Because I know there are some people that, I have an in-person scrapper that used to come when I had in-person crops, and she did everything with scissors and she was excellent. But I just can't do that. You guys see, I'm already making some little spots with my trimmer. So you can imagine if I was using scissors. But no, I'm curious actually, as I know some of you are very good with your scissors. Let me know. And if you're just jumping on, I was asking if I have anybody new with me today. I would love to know that as well. Let's come up here. Those I have to touch up a little bit. Maria, you're like me. Would use your trimmer for sure, huh? Okay. I had a couple here that needed a little touching up before we get to our page design. This one I will use my scissors, my longer one, so I can try and go as close. I mean, I do fussy cut some things, but I'm not saying I always like that, like my result. There we go. Okay, let's see. What are we doing with these? We're coming to the inseam, and it looks like if we lined up those stickers just perfectly, we should line up right with those stickers. And then same on this side. Okay, you know what? This one I put the wrong way. I don't think it's going to matter, but I just noticed I don't have a flat edge. Okay, might want to, if that bothers you. I do have a flat edge here. Let me double check this. Okay, so actually the flat edge goes against the side. I don't think it's going to matter. I actually like that I have a little bit of a loop there, and I'm putting my paper straight up against the edge of that. But over here is where I noticed, because I did put it over here, and I don't have a flush edge to put these on. But I don't know. I can't tell in the camera. Can you? Let me know. I can't really peel those off. I don't think that would be very pretty. And I'm going to put this one, let's see. We still are going to bring in another little strip down here. So go like that. It's about 2 inches down, it looks like. Yeah. Have to be super careful either way, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Can't tell that the stickers are a little bit different. Okay, and then we're going to put a little piece of the orange. And let's see, if we come right to the bottom, let's see, do I want to, I might overlap it just a tad. Bring it all the way to the inseam. I want a little bit showing. They have a little bit more than that, it looks like. They have it something like 1/2 inch. Let's see, I'll be brave and try that. Whoops. Let's go up. We can move it up. There we go. And then a blue piece. So you see how they're kind of repeating the designs too throughout, which will help to bring this whole album together and feel like it's cohesive. Okay, one at the top. And like this. There we go. Okay, let's bring in our photos. What do we have on this one? This one looks like some hiking. So let's see what we have here. We have, okay. Yes, these are some of those silly photos I was telling you about, how they were taking they get to take their own photos. So they liked to take bathroom photos. I don't know, but this I know is going to be really probably funny for my girls to go back and look at some of these, how goofy they were with their friends. Okay, so that's how it lays out, like that. Now over here, I didn't, I wanted to get both on and I couldn't decide, and I thought that the actual toilet was just a toilet with a lot of extra dead space, so I decided to put some people in there. So yep, the girls got kind of goofy, but this was them. This was actually a family hike, I believe. I just don't have a lot of, we did a lot of hiking. There we go. And my notes that I have that I was just looking at, they it says like where we were at each one. So when I go back to journal, I'll be able to write down at least that information. Okay, one more. Okay, let's get our embellishments. And what do we have here? We have this up there and this one. You see how it's A and then B would overlap. And it says, full of gratitude. Oh boy. Do we want that over that photo? Maybe I'm going to put my cluster over here. Maybe she was. Maybe, you know, this hike has like one bathroom. So maybe she was. And over here, and it's pointing up. I think I want it pointing the other direction. Whoops. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. That. This is a nice way to learn embellishing too, if you wanted to know how to layer things and to, you know, try some different things if you wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If there was a bathroom on a hike with a toilet, yes, you would be grateful, right? Better than the alternative. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I guess I'll tuck that under. We'll leave it. I just put a little in the center in case I do want to come back, and maybe I might just swap some of the titles around once I finish. We'll see. But okay, number 6. And let's get this cut. Let's go ahead and get our stickers on. Actually, I see them laying right here. A nice block with a frame style foundation. You see, we are going to see our go-to designs even in these page kits and album kits, right? Okay, I'm just lining this up. It goes into the rainbow area. The blue really helps to kind of offset that a little bit, to tone it down a little. I like it. Turn this one a little bit here. I like this design because it has the block in the middle. It's going to make it very nice to put the photos. And then it has like the starting place you're going to go through, and then ending is the same. So I really like that. Okay, let's do some cutting. If you're not sure how to cut these, you could always just start with line number 1 and cut them in order. Okay, this one was pretty obvious. We need to get that pink off of the yellow. Whoops, trying to line it up just perfectly. Did I do it? There we go. Trust me, this is my cutting skills, not the paper. Whoops. Okay. So this is actually great for those busy people too, right? You don't want to spend all that time collecting your supplies and trying to figure out how it goes. This just guides you right on through. We're covering up our water splash again. I think it's like that. Here on this side we have a little showing through. And then this is going to go like this. A little vertical journaling box this time. That's fun. And it's going to look like that. So this is going to be a strip up here. This strip is probably about 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches wide. Nice common cut, right? And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to come, yep, right there to the 1.5 inches down. Again, we have that nice grid that's going to help us line up. inches down. Let me make sure. 5. This one looks like it's a little bit longer, so I'm going to adhere the edge over here first. That way I can trim it if it needs it. Okay. This little piece is just an embellishment cluster area. If you're wondering why did they put that little piece there, it's not a photo. I mean, I guess if you had a photo that's worked perfectly, then great way to use that. Let's see, I came in about 4. Yep, there we go, down about 2. I'll keep it the same. And then our journaling spot. So it really helps to kind of tie in these two together. Cute. I like that. Okay, we're ready to embellish. Let's see what we have here. Let's get those photos on. See what we're working with here. This one is a bowling day. So perfect. Perfect for what we had here. Okay, so there's some round. Actually, let's see. How do I want to do this? I know I have pictures of a lot of them tossing the ball. Okay, I have to put this one here because he's explaining. We had like a tour guide. He gave us a great tour behind the scenes and all that. But and so he's talking to them here, and then also he was talking here, but I cut him off. So to get my photo to fit, that's what I'll do. I'll put those 3 there, and then on this side it'll be all of them, like the 3 different shots of them throwing the ball. Okay, up, and then Brownie Bear makes her appearance again, and of course a group shot, or at least a partial group shot. There we go. Okay, let's get those down. Lots of photos on this page. Just making sure a little bit of the yellow shows, which is good for bowling because I had a lot of these shots where they're throwing the ball. And our group photo. Brownie Bear eventually got donated to a younger group of girls. So I don't know whatever happened to her after that. Okay, so we have our embellishment cluster here. We're going to put this on like that, just another base. This is some paint splashes, which is fine with bowling. We had a lot of different color bowling balls. And it said, the title this time says, "This makes my soul happy," which is kind of funny because my mom loved bowling and she's the one that arranged all this. So I am sure she loved it. And also the my girls bowled with her for a lot of years, not after this, but around that same time. So yeah, and to see behind the scenes was pretty fun. I didn't have any photos of that. I don't know why. Okay, and there we go. Page number 7. So we're about halfway through. Okay. Now we're moving on to this layout. This looks like a vertical band. And let me flip my page so we could see what we're working on here. Oops. Yeah, layout number 8. And we'll get the stickers. Let's see here. We need, oh, here they are right here on the, it's the yellow ones right here. Again, it looks like paper tearing. I love that. And it's gonna go right here on this seam between these two pieces here, because those would be like strips of paper. So we're keeping a lot of our same design concepts we're seeing throughout this whole album kit. I think that's why I keep saying that this would help build your skills too, if in different areas. You could look at these as guides too, as, let me put the sticker on before I, you know, I like to teach with the simple page kits to take those measurements first and then you can recreate it. But this would give you an idea of how you can lay out your background piece and what you would need, like a more subtle background and then that neutral and then maybe your louder piece of paper to the edge. So yeah, you can get, you know, I'm kind of going through them pretty fast today, but if you slow down and kind of, you know, savor what you're learning and take notes, I think that these would make great replicas later. In fact, when you get, if you got the rest of the on the bright side papers, there's 2 papers kits or sets. There's the designer paper and then there's the tone on tone paper. And you can come back and repeat some of these within the same album and nobody would ever know the difference. Okay. Here we go. I have a little bit of a thread here I want to get off. Nope, I don't think I got it. Let's line that up better. There we go. Okay. So what are you guys thinking? Does this feel doable? Is this something that you would do? Okay, let's see what we have here. We have this one. Why do I feel like, did I cut the strip where I wasn't supposed to? I guess not. I guess what we're doing is just lining up 2 of these. Too late, I can't go back and double check. Oh, you know what? Because I'm looking at the wrong one. It goes like this and like this. Sorry, I was looking down at the next page, which also has the pink grid. So I was like, did I not? It's a strip. So I thought for a minute I miscut that. Okay, this one goes like that. We have a square right here and then 2 squares on this side. These are 4x4 mats and it kind of goes off to the side. A little bit cattywampus there if you like that. So if you didn't like it, there's plenty of room to straighten that back out. Let's go with it for now and see when I bring my photos in. Kind of fits some of these little girl photos perfectly, right? Like they're kind of a little wonky. So we'll see if that fits good. Okay, and over here. Kind of want these to be on the same. What did they do? They lined these up. I'm going to bring it in a little closer because that's how I like it on mine. But that's like a personal thing that you develop over time. This one, they don't have it touching. I'm going to slightly touch them a little bit and lay that one on there loosely until I grab the photos. Okay, so page number 8. Oh, okay. We are doing some cookie sales here. Always a fun time. We really did try and make it super fun every time for every event. Got to keep them interested. So I think sometimes people get a little nervous about the cookie selling part, the selling part of it. But we tried to make it fun. This year, our council had costumes that we could borrow, so that was kind of fun. And they all got to take turns with the money. And some of them were super shy. Oops. Okay, that one does fit. Let's put this one kind of tilted. That's fun. They actually liked it, the selling part. They weren't too shy. And oops, that doesn't belong here. That, put that one aside. Okay, so I am missing a photo, but I think I was gonna do the same thing here, is to put my journaling spot. So let me go ahead and get these pictures. We would probably do about 3 different booths. Did I get all these on? Per year. I mean, per year. To make sure, you know, everybody, I'm going to cut down a little piece of lined paper for that section there. And what did we say? It's going to be 3.5. We're going to have to go this way, 3.5. So I want my lines to be running. So 3.5. Yeah, let's see. 3.5 that way. Why am I questioning it? Let's see. Oh, 3.5. 3.5. Let's just do it. And then I need to trim it down a little bit. Let me see. Let's just mark it. There we go. Of course, you wouldn't have to do that if you had enough photos or had photos you wanted to put there. I did the same thing with these verticals. I just dumped them into Canva and resized them. But if you had enough photos and you didn't want to put your journaling mat there, I would probably maybe even move this one up a little bit. And here's the perfect spot to journal down here, and you don't even need to bring in any other supplies there. So that's an option. There we go. And let's get our embellishments and see what this one says. This is a letter A. It's gonna go, they have it tucked over. I think I'm gonna tuck under, just because I still do need to come in and get some journaling written. And then B goes on top. This one, they look like they're centering it. That one I will overlap a tad. And then I love these little pieces. It looks like a washi tape kind of. I like how they're cut. It's cute. And that's that side. Over here, they have everything touching. I'd have to move it up. Let's do that. Bring this one up a little bit too. Okay. So then we have this right here. And the flower on top. Never go wrong with a little flower here and there, in my opinion. I do want this to touch ever so slightly. There we go. I'm gonna adhere this a little bit better. Get my little cloth out here and make sure, because I feel like especially these down here, I kept moving them. In fact, I think they need a little bit more. Okay, okay. What was this one? 8. Let's see. Moving on to number 9. This is pretty. I love the rainbow stripes. Okay, look at that. Let's put this away. Okay, and let's get to cutting. We could put our sticker on first. It's going to be a yellow one. I think. Huh. What page are we on? 9? 9. Did I use it? Did I use it on the wrong page? Oh no, let's see what happened here. Oh, maybe I don't have it. Oh, you know what? There's no sticker. It's paper. It's right here. Okay, whew. Scare me there for a minute. Okay, no sticker. I think this is our first page without a sticker. So that answers our question. We don't have a sticker for every page. Oh, that's funny. This is a smaller cut. This is like 3/4 of an inch. And then line that up. I started to think, was I not paying attention? Put it on the wrong page. I like to do the smaller cuts first. I feel like I have a little more control over my hand holding the pictures, or holding the paper on the other side. Just checking that one, make sure I don't need to go back and retrim. And then this one has some cute little banners. We'll come back and cut those out. It's fun. Okay. Here's our pink strip that I was wondering about on the last page. Okay, let's go ahead and put these on first. So it's going to come right down here. Again, it's that seam between. Just looking here, I think they bring it all the way down here. I don't know if it would truly matter for you, but I think in the guide here, it looks like they're actually bringing it down a little bit. It looks like for photo placement, I don't really see the difference. Oh, and then we do have some border stickers. Okay, okay, just a little bit different this time. I'm gonna come up. I like all that color. So I'm gonna show all that color. I don't think it's gonna affect our photos at all. I'm just gonna come right to the edge of where the two papers, so to speak, would meet and line it up. Gonna come a little bit lower because it's a little bit, that pink and some white is showing. So what I want it to look like is orange. Orange is the first color I'm seeing. There we go. Dark orange, I guess that is. I don't know. It looks orange, but then over here it looks red. And I'm just going to butt these up next to each other, make sure if anything they're as pretty close to being lined up as possible. Again, I'm going to cover up that little spot. There we go. I like it. And then we have our strip. And let's see here. It's gonna come in about an inch. I'm gonna lay it on very lightly for a second until I bring in those border stickers. It'll be adhered, it just won't. Yeah, I'm gonna come in about an inch. We do have border stickers. Good. The page number 9. Yes, we do. I was looking for yellow. It's not yellow. These ones are brown. This one right here. And it's going to come to the sides of our pink strip. So I have a little bit of yellow showing here. I'm not going to bother trimming that off because I'm going to cover it up with this sticker. Very nice design tip right here too. This is probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4.5 inches. Holds a nice 4x4 photo. That paper cut is very useful. You can do 3.5 inch photos, or you could do 2 4-inch photos, journaling area, things like that. Okay. Then this one we have right here. I'm going to bring this down just a tad because our banners are going to go right up here. And then over here, it's going to go something like that. I'm saying that because I'm going to bring in my photos before I make my actual placement on those and these banners. So let's go ahead and cut the banners. And I need to do a little cleanup here. I'm not sure how I'm going to lay these on there, but if it was going to be hidden, it would probably not be a big deal. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is bring this one in, and I do want to bring this down so they're not touching too much. And then our second banner is going to go right next to it. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to think about that. Our embellishments are going to go right there, so I want to see what that looks like before I commit. We clean this up a little bit. There we go. And our journaling box will go right there. Let's bring the photos in. These photos are, this is the page I actually need more photos. I know I have them, I just did not get them printed. Darn. Because we have 2 full-size photos here, and this is a food drive that we did. So this is the end. They went through the neighborhood first and left bags, and then came back next weekend after that, I believe it was, and picked them up. So I'm going to put that one down, and then the other photo will be here. Let me grab a placeholder. You can kind of get an idea. So it'll be here and here. Okay, what else do I have? 2 4x4s will fit over here. They have them about in the center. That's another one I'm going to have to print. Let me grab a placeholder for that. Yeah, a couple pages I'll have to come back and print. Okay, and now for my vertical photos, I didn't have any, so these are more that I cut down. So for the verticals, it's going to look something like this. We have more, it looks like, of the day we picked up. And then this one. Yeah, we'll do that. That's what this photo was, an extra one that I put aside. I'm going to actually use it. I'm going to scoot these up and probably put this one right down here. I feel like I have a lot of room over here, so why not? Okay, so that's the, okay, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered. Of all the pages, because I wasn't too sure about where to put these, and they didn't have mats for those. And then I don't have the photos, so, but I think it's going to look great the way it turning out. And this one will be at the top. And then this one. And then that one will be right there. Service projects were very important for us. We did a lot of them, actually. My banners, let's see. I do want them to be different heights, so it looks like I'm going to trim this one down. So I'm going to place this one right at the top of the page, the paper right there. And then this one, you wouldn't need to, but I like that look. So I'm going to come back and trim that down. In fact, I could just do that. I only have this. Get that one on there. There we go. Okay, put our photo back. Well, I feel like I'm kind of messy on this one. Let me get straightened out here. Put our guide over here. I have a little stack of trimmings. Let's put that in the trash. And my note. Okay. I needed to get a sip of water. How you guys doing? Anybody working along on another project or this one? Maybe you have this. Let me know. Let me know what you're doing. Okay. This one will go here. This is a nice layout. It holds a lot of photos, right? Especially because I did some of them a little smaller. Great way to get more photos on, right? Is to print them a little smaller. This is them from across the street walking with their little wagons and pulley carts. We had a bunch of paper sacks we got donated from the grocery store. They put together all their bags, left them on porches, and then we went back and this is what we collected. A ton of food. Okay, let's go ahead and get these embellished. We're done with the little trays. Put those aside. Maybe it'll be easier if I move the other ones over. We'll see. Okay, so for this one, let the fun begin. That's cute. They did like doing their service projects for sure. Actually, so A goes first. It goes up here somewhere. I kind of like that actually. It kind of blends that all together. Perfect little fit too. Brings in the brown that we used over here. And we have another little piece of that, what looks like washi tape to me. And it's going to come, I want the little pointy to point out. So it's going to come up here like it's holding that little tag on. That's cute. Oh, okay. I'm halfway through and I ran out of repositionable tape. Let me grab mine. So that's good to know. I feel like I started off being a little bit conservative with it and not, trying to go lightly. And then for speed, I was kind of like, So I feel like I could probably have gotten more done, but I'm not sure if I would have gotten the whole thing done. So there we go. We are at page 9 when I ran out. So you might want to invest in a second washi tape, a second tape runner for this project so that you don't have to worry too much about it. And if you were going to continue on with your album anyway, you would need some more adhesive for that as well. So, okay, is everything on? I feel like, it's this letter's moving. Okay, so that's page number 9. I do have to come back and add 2 more photos here at a later date. So we'll put that aside. I know which photos I want for that. I just actually need some more ink for my printer. And I'll get that on there before I get this album all completed. Okay, so we are moving on to layout number 10. We're doing great, guys. I'm just double checking here, making sure, because it looked different in the picture, and it's kind of funny because of a lot of our last layouts, I guess I wasn't paying 100%. We had this grid as our background, and then here we don't. We have this beautiful floral paper here, and now we're going to cut some grid and put it up here at the top. So that's fun. And at the bottom it looks like, yeah, look at that, we have 4 lines. Let's cut upside down and cut those off first. They're 1 inch each. I love this background piece. It's very bright and beautiful. Let's see what we're going to be working on. This one is, it looks like the photos are of an incentive trip that they earned when they were selling cookies that year. So that's fun. Okay, let's get on those strips first, and then we have a border sticker to put on. Okay, so this, we're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. So we're covering up our pretty paper down here. Guys, I just want to make sure, yeah. See, this is the one that would look really good for like a tropical vacation. Look at how beautiful that page is. A lot of these would be, in my opinion. I don't have enough left. I guess I have to go on another tropical vacation to use this for that. But I've done a lot of scrapping of my visits that would be tropical. Okay, one at the top. And if you if you wanted to, you could align, make sure you had wherever you would want the little splash of watercolor coming through. Okay, and then these blocks are going to be for photo mats. We're going to turn them, and we're going to come right here at the bottom of our grid. It's going to come right in here between our, I'm going to have to realign it. Okay, it needs to fit right here snugly and at the inseam, right on top of the blue piece. And I have a little bit of a background coming through. So I'm just going to reposition. That's why we used our repositionable. There we go. I want to get that done. Okay, let's see how we did over here. Yeah, let me do that again. Okay, so if you're building this one, maybe put that block on first. Thought I was, okay, I have a little bit of exposed there. I can trim that off later. There we go. Okay. It's easier to trim if you have an excess at the top than if you have it in the middle there. Okay, let's see what stickers we have. Looks like this striped one. And it's kind of cute. It's like little bubbles. It's going to come right down here over that seam between those two. I'm going to like kind of lay it a little lightly for a minute. Oh, another sticker sheet done. Let's see. So the reason I'm going to go a little lightly, I want to bring in the photos and see, make sure I have enough room. Let's see, they are 3.5 by 5.5. Yeah, I want to bring it a little lower. That's why I was wondering. Let me make sure. Oh, that's right. I went a little bit bigger on these. It was hard to trim these ones down to 3.5 by 5.5. So that's me. So I am going to put this back where it was, because what I'm going to do is tuck my photos in. So this was another trip that they earned selling cookies. We went to this ranch. It's like a learning ranch. They had animals and different sports that they can try out. And so I'm going to tuck it right under that strip. So they had to care for the animals for that weekend that we were there. And then they got to learn some different things that they normally wouldn't have been able to learn. Okay, and let's see here. I need to find my notes because I know I have something different going on here. We are on page number 10. Okay, I did not have a lot of vertical photos, so I had to make this layout work for my photo. So I think I'm going to take one out, actually, is what I was planning. Let's see, we'll have to make a decision. So I like the horses. So what I'm going to do is, there's a lot of empty room on the layout. So I'm kind of thinking of just staggering them up here. Let's see. Or maybe just doing like that. I think I will overlap them somehow. Let's see. Let's get them on here. Then they earned ribbons, like participation ribbons. I kind of like them more in a row. I think these meant to hold two verticals like that. But I think for what I want, I think I like it better in a row. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in a row. Okay, let's get them on. I have one more photo I suppose I could try and get on. I had an extra one I was trying to decide. I know I've done this ranch in my family albums. This was an important big trip that they earned. They had to sell a lot of cookies to go here. But in my family album, I know I kept it to just photos mostly of my girls and my mom and I, not all of the Girl Scouts. So this is a great place for me to bring in these like group photos and things. So let's go like that. This is both girls. So I had actually, the cadets and the juniors, and they would meet at different times, but they did a lot of their activities together because people were like, how did you do 2 troops? And they basically weren't 2 troops. They were just levels, different levels. And we just met at different times because their badges are a little bit different, a lot. And their big awards are different. So my cadets did not want to earn their silver award, so they did not do that. but my juniors did want to earn their bronze award. So there's different awards that they can earn and badges. So I had to keep that part separate. And I don't think that one's gonna fit on here. So we'll put that one aside for a different time. Okay, now we need embellishments. Let's grab our tray out. And I'm gonna grab these little things because these were actually pretty helpful. And I'm just gonna put them 10, actually we need 10 right now, so why? Oh, you should be 13, 14, 15, and then the final page. Okay. We're getting there, guys. Make that switch real quick so I could put this away. Okay, it'll be easier. That's more convenient for me to grab. Okay, so we have, there's magic to be found. That one is actually pretty perfect for this. And I'm gonna have to change it a little. They had it over here, but since I did my photos a little different than they recommend, I'm gonna kind of change my embellishment. It looks good up there, I like that. And then this one was also over here. So I'm gonna bring this into the yellow because it's not going to be seen if it's up here, and then the leaf will go like that. Okay. See, it works out. So if your photos don't fit perfectly, that's okay. These pages are designed to hold lots of different photos, sizes, and you have to work with your photos because I didn't want to cut these down super small either. I needed some of the background. And then once I cut one, I had to make sure they were all the same. Like here I had some background I could cut off, but this one I didn't. I went as low as I can go. And so you kind of have to look at that. This one too, I probably, I didn't want to cut too much off of that. Okay, which ones do I have down now? Oh, they're all down. It was the embellishments. And we'll put that at an angle. Okay, page number 10, done. Okay, we'll move it on to 11. Thanks, Shelly, but I can't really take a lot of credit for these papers because these were from the album kit, which is 100% designed to make quick, easy pages. They've done all this pretty background for me. I'm just trimming it, like they say, and adding my own photos. So, but thank you. It's always good to hear. Okay. Oh, a lot of cutting on this one. Uh-oh. Went out of bounds. Let's see if it makes a difference. Okay, good. It's all the same. So we're good. And let's see. I'm just looking ahead here to see if we need what we need to do first as far as border sticker. I think if I was going to make a recommendation, I would say always look at your border sticker first to see where it goes. It's what I've been learning in this process. Oh, I do have a few that need a little bit of a trim. There's actually not a lot of waste with this, the way we're cutting our papers. I'm making a lot of my own little scraps because I'm trimming. But other than that, it's really just in my trash can is the sticker sheets that we've already used up, and my little notes for each photo, the little sticky notes that I used. So yeah, we don't have too much waste with this project at all. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yes, this one, it looks like we need to put our strips on first and then the border sticker, because it's going to go between the seams here. And this is going to come right to the top of this craft brown. It looks like to me, I'm pretty sure. And same thing. This is a fun design. This is my 2/3, 1/3, and they gave it a little bit of a twist by putting the other piece. This one we have going horizontally, and then we moved it over here to vertically. So we should have named each page, huh, to see if we see our go-to designs, because I always say my go-to designs that we see the same designs concepts in scrapbooking over and over, and it's not a bad thing. It's just I like to call attention to that. Okay, this is the one we're using here for page 11. Super cute, very bubbly, and it's going to come right down here between these seams, and I just want to make sure that I'm applying it so that I don't see any of the edge coming through the bottom. I know this one gets on the last page, so we'll stick that over there. And I have a little bit exposed here. Let's straighten that out a little bit. I do have a ruler. I use it sometimes, like, you know, my T-square or my new one, which is super handy because it attaches to my mat. When I really want to be precise, I do actually use a ruler. I know, but you probably think I don't based on my layouts, but I do. Okay, and then this one's gonna come over here. I want to make sure I didn't go too far in. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up because I want to make sure I didn't go too far into the brown. The brown is where the photos are gonna sit, so I want to make sure I didn't take up too much of the room there. There we go. I like that better. Okay, let's bring in our photos. They have two of these orange. I love that pop of color. It's going to sit like this. And then these two, they have them a little bit cattywampus again. I like it. We're going to keep it there. See if our photos fit. And then this one looks like it's just going to be an embellishment cluster base over here. And then we have a journaling box. I'm going to slide these up and tuck my journaling box right in down here. My journaling box I would keep straight. They actually have that in the layout as well because I don't want my journaling to be sideways. Okay, so page 11 for me is going to be game night. Okay, clean up a little bit down there. A game night sleepover. So I have a lot of them, just playing little silly games. The cadets had to do games for the younger girls, and then the younger girls had to do games for the older girls. So that was a lot of fun. And then we just played regular board games as well. So let's see. Again, I don't have a lot of vertical photos, so we're going to come back to that. Let's see. This one's going to come here. We had like a connection at a church, a local church, who let us literally camp out in their multi-purpose room. It was huge, and we did that a lot, and the girls loved it. It had a kitchen and everything. I don't have any photos of that today, but yeah, they were very generous. Oh, that one's going to get lost. Okay, I'm going to scooch it over a little bit. parent helpers and my mom. There we go. So here for my vertical photos, I did print smaller ones so that I didn't have enough verticals, and I had plenty of horizontals. I just needed to reprint. This one holds a lot. Even the fact that I got 4 here instead of 2, it normally holds, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 photos. That's it. That's great. I think I'm making it, oops, getting excited here. Let me go ahead and adhere my mats down. I'll put this one on too. So what did I get? 12, 13, let's see, 12 photos. I think it looks a little bit crowded now that I have so many, but I think it's a perfect page for a lot of these photos. And you have to have the right photos that you can cut down to 3.5 inches down here. Okay, let's see. Let's put this one a little, I kind of want it down here. Gonna save some room over here for our cluster base. And then maybe just, I want them both touching. I want them both touching the blue. But you can play around with that however you like. And it also, if that's not your thing, you can put them straight. If you don't like them a little bit off to the side or tilted, whoops, that's okay. It's gonna go right about here. Tuck it a little bit more. Let's straighten that out. The grid helps a lot. The grid on the background. That was a smart choice. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'm not gonna tuck these if I don't have to. I'm thinking they're not all quite 3.5 if I remember when I trimmed them, because it was cutting off a lot. Like this one, I did trim off some of the poster. We had like different points for different things. Okay. I'm actually kind of excited to show this album to my girls. They are away for the holiday weekend. They have no idea I'm doing this. So I think that it's going to be maybe hopefully fun for them to see these memories here on these pages. Like we haven't really, except for the couple weddings and baby showers that we went to this past summer, we don't, you know, talk about Girl Scouts a lot, but definitely a huge part of our life. So can't wait to show them, since I'll have this album complete when they come home on Monday. I'll have it complete if they came home today. But yeah, I think it'll be fun for them to see and to see their friends. Some of the older girls actually have multiple kids already. There's about, which another good thing or unique thing about our troop was we had a lot of siblings. So I happened to have girls that were in both sides, the cadets and the juniors, and a lot of sisters. So that was kind of fun. Because they could all relate to each other. They all had, the older ones had a younger sister, and the younger ones had their pesty, bossy older sister. So that was pretty fun, and I can't wait to show them, because they're gonna, some of these girls we haven't seen in a while also. So there we go. Okay, let's slide that back in so you can see the whole thing. And we're ready to do some embellishing. Okay. Over here we have another paint swash, like watercolor. Enjoy the now. Let's see, some of these work super perfect. And some flowers, or I don't know what those are, look like flowers. And this one kind of looks like a sun, and it actually, I'm going to come up here. I have some dead space in that photo, so I'm totally fine overlapping. I don't want it too much in the yellow, because then it kind of gets washed out. I'll do this one first. What if like something is popped up? Okay, another arrow. I might tilt it a little bit. You know what? No, I'm going to point it toward the journaling instead. And I'm going to come over. There we go. I'm kind of looking at the guide at the same time, and like some of their, they have some really great examples. Unfortunately, you can't just get the guide without getting the whole kit. I'm going to move this over a little. I'm trying to decide if I want this tucked under or on top. I love the rough cut edge, so I want that exposed. I'm going to put it on top. And then this sprig of colorful flowers, I'm going to call it flowers, comes to this edge. See, I'm already covering up this edge with these, and so I wanted to make sure I get that. You don't have to, you can tuck, but I think it looks better on top. Again, I'm not using any foam, but I've certainly seen places where I would if I was going to use foam on this, but not on this album. Okay, that's page number 11. And we're moving on to page 12, which is these two right here. Let me flip my book. And get our paper to cut. Haven't seen this design yet. Looks pretty nice. Oh, a nice easy cut. It looks like a half and half, 6 inches. Okay. And a nice big chunk for this. This one you can hardly see that I have a little piece overhanging, but this, we have 4 of these. These are just some craft color strips. Here's our brown and blues and greens again. I like it. And again, another mixed media piece back here. It's beautiful. We're gonna end up covering up some of that, a lot of it actually, by bringing this piece in. This is a 6-inch piece. I'm gonna center it, bringing it 3 inches down, and right to the inseam there. And then this one, same thing, it's just a continuation on the other side, so I'll bring that 3 inches down. As long as my papers are aligned on my mat. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that adhered. So we are covering up quite a bit of that. I kind of like that. But we do see a little bit popping through. There we go. And then these strips come right up here, the top and the bottom. And then we're going to bring our border sticker for this page at the top of here. On each of these little strips, we'll now have a snip of the border sticker. There we go. Okay, let's find that border sticker. Up, here we go. And they are cut for us again. I think we're okay on this one. Looks like both sides have a rough, like a straight cut, so we're good. And it's going to come right up here between the seam between the craft and the multicolor mixed media piece, and I'm going to just do a halfway between. And over here, top and bottom. And we're done with another sheet. We're getting there, guys. Like that. Okay, let's bring in the photos. And what are we doing here? Oh, yes. We are having a garage sale to help out another charity. So the girls got their old things and brought it to the garage sale. But, you know, they were having some fun. No harm in having fun when you're doing a service project, right? Okay, so this one is vertical photos all the way across. And I think I did good to have 3 vertical photos for this. This set of photos mostly had the horizontal. So I am going to have to come up with a plan for my last 2 horizontals. I feel like the band is working in my favor though. So I'm probably going to do something like this. And we don't have a journaling spot. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get these adhered and figure out what we want to do about that if we need one. I do want to put one on. Kind of lucky here it says garage sale, but I could put the name of the where they donated the money that they made. If I remember correctly, it was a portion that they saved a portion for their trip and then donated a portion. I think is what I remember. I might have to get confirmation on that from my girls. Hopefully they remember. But yeah, good way the girls to clean out their closets and, you know, do something nice as well. Okay, so we have this embellishment. Technically, we could use that as our journaling spot. Let's see if we can get that to work. And we have, let's see, for our embellishments, it would be, they have, because I did mine a little bit different, they embellished right here because they had the 5 photos going across. I'm going to bring mine up. This lady is not part of our troop, so I'm going to cover her up. She's a shopper. And do something like that instead. I don't know. I think it looks too obvious that I'm trying to cover her up. So maybe I'll just do something like that. There we go. Now let's work over here because I can probably get this to work as my journaling spot. So what they have in the handout is like this and like that. Super cute embellishments. I love that camera. But if I just slide everything up, tuck that under, and then put that on top, it gives me a little area there to write on. So I'm going to do that. Let's get this on. Tucking, trying to decide there if I should put it over the top, but I won't. But I am going to come over the top right here onto that mat a little bit. And then this camera is super cute. There we go. Oh, I love this page. This is fun. This was a fun one. Okay. Page number 12. Done. Okay. Let's see. We can do our border stickers first this time. And this one, lots of layers on this one, huh? So we have 3 layers, and then we're going to bring in our border sticker right up here at the top of this strip. That's fun. See, what I'm liking too is that they're mixing and matching patterns that we probably wouldn't do if it was in our albums, right? This is a lot of pattern. We have the background with the checks and the graft. We have the black and white flowers, and we have the colorful strip, and then these rainbow look down here. And now we're bringing in dots. I tend to do a lot more of my punch outs and stuff with solid colors. So I'm kind of enjoying the fact that they've made this decision for me, and I'm following along, and I'm just loving the little pops here and there of the different elements and the different styles. So these border stickers have really helped to kick up these pages. I mean, they're beautiful already, but it really just has a little something that we when we have all of our other supplies, we just grab something from there. But those have been really nice. Okay, let's get on with the cutting for this. Ah, that was a bad one. I had a feeling when I cut it. Let's line it up over here. Keep saying that's me. That's me. That's not the print. And a lot of times I use cardstock for photo mats, so this is encouraging me to use pattern paper, right? As all those decisions have been made. I didn't have to go pull the papers. I didn't have to think about any of that design concept. And then I guess the only question left is it my style? I think it's perfect for the photos I'm using. I'm a little bit heavier of an embellisher than what we have here. I've been noticing we have maybe 5-6 pieces of embellishment maybe per layout, which I feel like is totally acceptable. I probably do more like 9 to 10 maybe. 9 to maybe 15. But there's no wrong way. There's no wrong way. And this just gives me a jump start, right? I mean, if I really wanted to, I can come back and add. I'm not going to, but I could. That'd be a whole nother video. Come back through and and elevate according to what I like. But I am liking this the way it is, so I'm not going to. I'm just bringing my hole punch in now to punch the tag part out. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, I was thinking I need one more piece. It's not a strip, it's 2. Two photo mats. There we go. It's gonna go like this. And then we're gonna have one vertical here. Let me slide mine a little closer, like that. And then this one's gonna do that. And we're bringing in, they paid a lot of attention to trying to balance our layout by bringing in the papers, opposite papers on the opposite side. I love that too. And then these tags come right over here, and they could be photo areas, or I think in this case I might make one a journaling spot. Let's see. Let's get our photos. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so we have horizontal. Okay, so this one is a fun little field trip learning opportunity that we took. We went to our county's water filtration system, and wow, that was an experience. I had no idea what our city does to filter water. And I learned something too. We also did the dump, where you take your trash. We call it a dump. We did that tour too. That was really fascinating as well. But anyway, so we went to this water filtration area, and very clean and very sanitary, but it did smell really bad because of the bacterias that they put into the water to eat all the, I think that's what it, the microorganisms that they put into the water to eat the bacteria. I think that's right. Made it smell really bad. These girls were troopers but they, had to take a funny photo because it was pretty funny. It was pretty bad. I wanted to keep these a little bit bigger, so I went a 1/4 inch bigger on my photos. I'm going to have just a tiny mat. I tried to keep it consistent when I did that on both pages. But you could make a little bit more of your mat exposed by making a bigger picture. But I like the group shot, and I also like the stuff behind. So I had to you have to think about that when you're cutting down your photos. Okay, and then I have the 3.5 inch photos. Just trying to see what I like here. Indoors, outdoors. Outdoors didn't smell as bad. Obviously, the wind was in our favor, the breeze. But yeah, it was amazing. Okay, then I have, again, those vertical photos that I didn't have, so I cut down 2 horizontal. This one was a lot about listening and learning, not a lot of activity. I'm sure we went somewhere to a park or out to eat somewhere to kind of finish off our day. Okay, so I'm just looking here. Like I said, these could be these are both meant to be photo spots. And I'm just kind of comparing like where I would want my photo. I think I'm going to put it here on the yellow. I'm going to keep this for 1 minute and see. I have a scrap. I'm going to use my scrap. And I'll put this over because I don't want to cut somebody off. Let's trim this down just a little bit. Use my scissors. Yeah, that's going to fit perfect. That's just a little scrap I had from our previous cuts. So I don't believe this one had a journaling area. No, it does not. So there we go. That fits in perfect there. And let's grab our embellishments, because in the embellishments, there is a little something you can use as a journaling spot if you wanted, which is this one. So they use it as an embellishment cluster base in the example. So we'll do that. And you know what? I kind of want this kind of cattywampus to those. Maybe going the other direction. Yeah, let's do that. Kind of touching that a little bit. And it's some more of the washi tape looking element. I love it. And this one says, so happy. So happy to learn about how our counties filter water. And that smell. Who knew? There's like these big vats that you go into, and it's huge, and that's where they put the stinky stuff. Okay, so my pictures are over a little tighter. That's my personal preference, but you can spread them out. They have their embellishment cluster kind of over here. I'm going to tuck mine into my photo. Let me get a little bit more. And then some leaves, which works out good toward our outdoor photo there. Yeah, there we go. Layout number 13. We only have a couple more left. Wow. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Curious to know if anyone is on from the beginning to the end with me. Let's see, this one is the left side. We have been on almost 3 hours and we're almost done. Okay, let's see here. We need this stripped right here. We're going to put this on first because it's going to come right over here to the edge. Okay, anybody recognize this half and half? There we go, half and half right here. The border strip is going to come right to the edge. I want that little strip of the graph paper showing, so I'm going to put it right at the edge. Breaks up that seam. I need to make it a little straighter. There we go. And the other one will go on the other side. Another sticker sheet done. And same thing. I'll put it right on that edge. There we go. That's a cute little element. I'm super glad they did the black right here because I think it would have faded into our background, but that black really helps to make that pop right out. Okay, let's cut our paper, the cut aparts, and see what we have. Okay. Don't know why I cut that one like that. Let's turn it over and do it the right way on this one. I guess because I knew where to cut. Sometimes you don't when they're the same, right? Okay. Now, what do we have here? We have some fun paper layers. This is how we elevate a half and half. Bring in some fun paper layers. So this strip's going to come right down here. I'm going to bring it kind of close to the edge. And it looks like maybe about 1 inch from the bottom and maybe 1/4 inch in. You could scoot it all the way to the inseam if you want. And then this one, the same thing. I'm going to come down about 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch to the inseam. Fun. We're just like doing the opposite. Then we have a photo mat right here and one right here. And then this is an embellishment cluster base, which is going to come right up there. Let's get these adhered and then we'll bring in our photos. So we said 1 inch up and about 1/4 inch from the inseam. I'm just eyeballing it. Let's see. This one was 1/2 inch down and 1/4 inch about. And then this journaling area will come right down here next to a photo. So let's grab the photos. Oh, my sticky note adhered pretty good to that. Okay, so what do we have? We have, oh, this is a Halloween page. Okay, so this one, you're really gonna have to use the imagination on Halloween. I liked it because of the orange and things, but it's not gonna scream Halloween in the background. This one is the one page that I think that I wish they had other embellishments I could pull in through throughout the whole, you know, if you were doing this for a year, you would want some other themes like this. I wanted to make sure to get this in here because when I saw these photos, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this, how much fun this was. So I think it's going to be okay. I don't know. Maybe, I'm going to say maybe I'm going to come back and put some embellishments on here, but I doubt it. I'm gonna just be happy with what it is. I love the papers anyway, and I feel like we're so colorful in the photos that I think these photos will be perfect. Okay, so let's see. This one looks like I did not trim it down all the way. Let me get them all on here before I make a decision. Because what do I have? This one actually can come up here. It's a 4x4, that's what it is. And then the embellishment cluster base will fit right there. I mean, I don't think I even need to say that it's Halloween, right? Because it's pretty obvious. And I'm gonna need some more photos for this one. Do I have that on my notes? Let's see. No, I don't. Okay, let me add more photos here if I have some. So I do need to come back to this page anyway. So maybe I will add a couple little, I won't go super heavy on the embellishing if I do. And yep, I don't have any notes, so I'm not sure. Oh, here, it was gonna go here. I need a vertical photo here and a 4x4 over here. So let's put some placeholders in so we know what we're talking about. Oh no, it's a 3.5 by 5.5. Okay, let's do that. And a 4x4. Yeah, I don't know why I don't have the photos. I'm wondering why I didn't, but we'll see. There we go. So yeah, this is over here. I need to put this placeholder here so I know where to put the journaling. They have it bumped up right next to it. I like that because it's gonna repeat on the other side. So let's go ahead and get this in place. I'm wondering if I should scoot it over, but there we go. And the papers are down, so just the photos need to be adhered. So I do feel like there's enough orange on here. It's just not a traditional Halloween page. But that's okay. What do you guys think? Does it look enough like Halloween because my photos are clearly Halloween? And I will write in the journaling. Excuse me. Where was I here? Sorry, I had to grab a drink. I'm trying to, there we go. This one needs to be a little straighter. Okay, I think I know right where one embellishment is. Hold on. No, oh, here it is. Okay, I do have one embellishment handy because I know I just put this away. I had an online workshop, and ladies, if you recognize this, you'll remember we had one embellishment left over. So I'm gonna try and get, I think it's gonna match pretty good here, so we'll see. But it was laying right here for so long, and I just remembered I just put it in that box. So let's see if we can get that on there. Okay. Yes, I do think so too, right? I think it speaks enough of Halloween that I don't need to come back and put a ton of things on here. I think it's a lot of going on anyway with the background pages. Different for sure, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see here. They had this up here, and it's cute because the title is right here, right now. It layers on top of here and goes like that. So let's go ahead and do that. And layer this one. And let's see what we can do over here. Yep, I'm gonna do it. Why not? That embellishment did not have a home, did not make it on my other layouts. I know there's a handful of ladies probably know exactly where that came from. And I couldn't make it work before. So now look at that. Got that one used. And it's a little something down there. A little addition, a small little addition. Yes, I think that's enough, right? Yep. Okay, that is layout number 14. Oh my goodness, guys. We are coming up on our last double page layout. Well, this looks like a fun background. A frame. A frame background with a couple strips across it. Let's take a look at our, let's do our border sticker. The last one, well, I did put one aside over here for the last page. And it's gonna come right down here. I hope we are getting a lot of good ideas on where to put border stickers. I love that they gave us, it was a set for every page, right? I don't think, at one page I thought we didn't have it, we did. There we go. Brings in all the colors from the top down to the bottom. So yeah, that's fun that we had a border sticker on each one. Okay, so let's cut the paper. I don't know if this one even needs more. No, just kidding. It's beautiful the way it is. So I was kind of pausing there like, wow. Oh, a nice big strip. Some yellow. And then these are probably photo mats. Oops, let's turn that over. Most of our photo mats have been 4x6 today. Okay, that's it for the cutting on that. And, which that is a very common cut as well, right? Then we can cut down a photo to 3.5 by 5.5. Okay, this one looks like it's going to be about 1 inch in. And it's going to run vertical through our layout like that. And then we have one orange photo mat down here, 2 over here, and then one more like that. Okay, let's go ahead. I think I like that. I do want to scoop my photo a little closer. I'm going to scoot it up a little more too. I feel like I have a lot of room on this layout. This might be one of those layouts we can come back and maybe add. You, if you wanted to, you could squeeze in another photo. I mean, I'm not going to come back, but I'm just, I misspoke there. But I'm going to. But this would be one where you could definitely add in some more photos if you wanted to. It wouldn't be matted, or you could add a mat with some colored cardstock if you really felt like it needed it. There's a lot of color on these pages, so you probably wouldn't need it. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I was just looking at our journaling box. It does look like we have this little ticket as a journaling tag. Actually, that's not what they used. Oh, right here. Yeah, there's not specifically a journaling area, but there is spaces here that we could put, or even up here if we wanted to. So let's see what they did. They used this, actually, we'll look at the back. 15A goes like this, and then B goes on top. Now you could spread those out like we did before and allow that to be your journaling spot. And this says truly wonderful. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and I'll just overlap it slightly, and then that could be my journaling area. And I think by pulling it out, kind of takes up a little bit more room there. Now that especially since I scooted my photo in. And then this one comes down here, and the flower goes on top. And then this would be at the spot I was talking about being the another journaling area if you want it. I'm going to tuck my flower up a little more onto that yellow so it looks like that. Okay, let's get this down. Pull this out. And I'm embellishing before my photos. I got so excited. Let's see. Let's get those photos in here and see. Hope we don't have to move anything around. Oh, that's funny. Okay. And what we have on these is, so at the beginning of the year, we saw them like rededicating themselves to follow the Girl Scout ways. And at the end of the year, once they age up, they could, they do what they call bridging. So we have a couple different bridgings. Actually, these are when the brownies went to Girl Scouts. And I think my next page over is the cadets going from juniors to cadets. Okay, let's see here. And we have this. Let's do it like that. And here we go. That's what my plan was, to put my journaling right over there. So we can tuck this under a little more. Actually, I'll just move no, I'll do both. I'm scooting it out too. There we go. Well, I should have did the photos first, huh? I actually had this sitting here. I happened to find this last night, and I left it on my desk here thinking that would make a good journaling spot. I don't even know where that came from. So there we go. I'm going to do that. It fits perfectly on this page. Then I don't have to cut any paper. I was actually prepping for something else and saw that, and I'm like, oh, let's leave it here in case I need it. And here we go. It looks like a little speech bubble, so that's perfect. Oh, there is my picture. I did have a picture for here. Wow. Okay, maybe I'm just getting tired. This is our last page. I had a picture of the cake. This is the parents just spoiled us. And here they are giving my mom flowers. So let's see. We're going to bring our speech bubble over here because I have a lot of room over here, and my embellishment cluster right there. It's even more pronounced over there on the white than it was on the orange. So, hey, that was a good thing. Oh boy. Oh, thank you guys for hanging out. We have one more one-page layout to do, the back part. And there we go. This is funny, the camcorder. You guys, I don't know if you can see that, but that mom has a camcorder. That's classic. Well, there we go. That's the final 2-page layout. That's awesome. I got a lot of photos on here because I took my verticals and shrunk them down. I took horizontals and put them in place of my verticals. So I've been doing that a lot throughout this album kit. case you missed it, that's because back in 2007 and 8, we didn't have as many vertical photos, or we didn't take as many. Now I feel like it's the opposite, right? Because our cameras kind of automatically take a lot of vertical. So I feel like I have the opposite problem now. Okay, let me grab one more sip of water. Okay, and we're gonna finish this off. Last page. I have to go back to the front. Could have done them at the same time, but I wanted us to experience the end. The end. So we already have our border stickers set aside, and we are done with all the sticker sheets. They are all in the trash, and we are going to put this last one on, and it goes right over here, about an inch in, it looks like. That's what I'll do, an inch in. This one I'm going to use my mat to help me straighten that out. Go from an inch to an inch. Top and bottom usually helps me. There we go. I don't know about that, but it looks like it's lined up. This is a nice watercolor border over here. And let's see, we have our cuts already cut from when we cut the front page. And we have 2 photos right up here. And they're coming down a little into the rainbow, it looks like. I was just thinking that how appropriate the rainbow is, because in the Girl Scout, like when they invest, a lot of things they do according to colors of the rainbow. So I'm like, that's perfect. I just thought of that right now. Okay, this one's a tag. I do need to cut that off. And bring in that hole punch one more time. And there we go. It's going to go like this. You can either tuck under or over. And I'm going to get these adhered down. Oh, this was my, I didn't go through 2. This is just, it just ended. This was the one on my desk. It was highly used before. This one, that's the one I finished today. So the last one here, I'm going to use a little bit of regular so I don't have to run over to the cabinet right now. And we'll line that up. Oh, let's lay that one. Yep, I'm happy with that. They have it up a little higher, but I think I'm just going to tuck it under there like that. Okay, and our photos. This is the cadets bridging, and I need to trim this one down. Did not do that. Let's see what we have here. Actually, we'll go with the group shot down here, and I have 4 photos. We actually have this bridge in our backyard, and they really wanted to do it in the backyard, so we did. It was really super fun. And then we had like a family barbecue afterwards. So yeah, here they are. Sometimes it's hard to find bridges around town. We have a couple in our area. When you're a Girl Scout leader, you know where the bridges in town are. Funny. And again, this time it worked out really well to trim these down, because, and I believe I trimmed these, I didn't reprint these, because I wanted to fit a lot of them on here, right? And we could always put one here, but I'm not going to. I have enough. She's represented up here with all of them, so I'm going to put that picture aside. Now, if I wanted to get more pictures on here, we can use peekaboo pockets, but really for the 4x4s would make good peekaboo pockets. We don't, oh, this might be a 3x4 actually, or maybe something that would work, but I'm not sure. I think that looks a little smaller than a 3x4, but so don't quote me on that. But there we go. That is the final page. Oh, I have to put the embellishments on. Wait. Oh, and a perfect rainbow also. That's funny. Good way to end this page. A little bit of the washi tape. They have it right here. I'm going to move it over here. And do I want to tuck it? Yes, I'm going to tuck mine. And a little rainbow down here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that is the last page in our album. Let me grab all of these just real quick. We won't go through them. But I wanted to show you the stack that we accomplished today. And I'm going to get all of these in my album. Maybe I'll do a little album flip through on my Facebook channel. That would be fun. But there we go. A nice big stack. We have basically 16 layouts because the front and the back would count as two pages. So 16 double pages. So 32 pages we did. We were on here for quite a while. Let's look at the time. Yeah, we were on here 3 hours and almost 20 minutes. Let me come on back to you guys. Okay, there we go. We did it. I thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm just reading the comments here. After. Oh, good. Okay, good, Sarah. Thank you for saying that. So Sarah saying that that she wasn't sure about this at first, but now that she saw the pages, that she's probably going to get that. So that's good. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this, because I feel like it's a very quick way, even if you are an experienced scrapper. Like, I finished this album. I didn't even know I wanted to do these Girl Scout pictures, but when I saw the album, I thought that just came right to my mind. And I'm so glad. Like I said, I'm going to get this in the album so when my girls come home from their trip this weekend, that I could show them. I think they're going to get a kick out of it. And I'm super thrilled. So anyway, I wanted to share one other thing. So if you, like, one of the concerns about this is what are you going to do? Because our albums hold a lot more pages than that. And if you want to add it to it. So I put together a little slide here of items that if you were thinking about making this or continuing on, of some items that you might want to consider getting as well. So here we go. So of course, I kept trying to emphasize that this can be done with just scissors, but I do feel like that a photo trimmer helped me out a lot. There's 100 photos, and cutting those by hand, I almost want to cringe. You would need a template maybe too to hold over your photo and trim around. So my photo trimmer was probably, I put that first because that is the one thing that I would highly recommend for this project. And then of course the 12-inch trimmer I was using to cut all the papers. I know for myself I would not want to hand cut any of those. But yeah, the 12-inch trimmer. Creative Memories is currently out of the trimmer I was demonstrating with, because we have a brand new trimmer coming out in March. So get ready for that. That's going to be wonderful. It's going to have a 6.5-inch base. So that's going to be nice. And a couple other features. Let me know if you're interested. I can share those features with you. And then I showed the whole, on the bright side here, the rest of the collection. Of course, I don't think you need the whole rest of the collection. It would be nice to have, but it would give you a lot of paper choices, sticker choices, and more embellishments. And then there are a couple punches that come with the Buy It All bundle. I believe the Buy It All bundle is on sale still, but probably another, I'm trying to guess. It started this week, so maybe next week as well. So yeah, that's still on sale. Save 10%. Of course, we learned that we're going to need another tape runner, unless you're very, very frugal, let's say, and just put a little dab. I think, I don't know, I don't think I was overly generous, but, and I went through one, what were we, like halfway through. So yes, you definitely need a couple more tape runners if you're going to continue on scrapping this, and a nice journaling pen, and of course more pages for your album. I always recommend lined paper because that's, you know, that comes in handy all the time. You saw me use that a couple times today. And then I included the peekaboo pockets here as well. I didn't really have a need for them in this set, but maybe going forward I would need a way to add extra photos if I couldn't squeeze them on the page. But you also saw how I manipulated my photos a couple times today to get them to fit for what I had. So I really think that could be done as well. Okay. And if you're looking for a Creative Memories advisor, I did put my link in the description of this video. So I would love if you clicked that link, and I'd really appreciate it. So that's what I have for this super long live. Thank you guys. If you stuck out from the beginning to the end, I would truly love to know that. And if you didn't, I completely understand. The replay is going to be available as soon as this is done. It will be on YouTube forever. I'm going to go back into that and maybe put some timestamps in there. Yeah, I was looking at my note. That was it. Yeah, the timestamps. So that you can maybe fast forward if you only want to see a couple pages at a time, especially if you're working along with the video. I'll put those in there, so that'll make it a lot easier to use as a reference. But whew, thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And if you don't mind on your way out giving me a like, that would really help my YouTube algorithm. So thanks again. Take care, everybody, and I'm going to see you real soon. Bye.